Hey YouTube, what's up? It's CS back here with another installment, and here are my picks for UFC 142, Aldo versus Mendes. Alrighty folks, well the UFC didn't waste that much time trying to get back to Brazil because here they are again. And I can't blame them for wanting to go back there because, they had a really good response last time they were there. They sold out really fast. The fans were wild. The event was solid. The fighters actually looked good. The fights were nice. Yeah, it was just a good event overall, and they're expecting, similar results out of this one. And, I think they'll get them because this looks like a pretty solid card in terms of excitement and visual appeal. I really don't think any of these fights will be sleepers. So, yeah, hopefully it is a good time. So, yeah, I am looking forward to this card. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments section below. Also, tell me what you think of my preliminary card picks. They'll be in the description below as well. So go check those out, please. But, folks, let's get things rolling with the first bout of the main card between Terry Edom and Edson Barboza in lightweight. Guys, what do you think of this one? On paper, I think it looks like a pretty fun fight for however long it lasts. If it goes 3 rounds, I can definitely see it picking up fight at night due to, for the majority of that bout probably being stand-up. And if it does get finished, it's most likely due to some flashy KO or maybe a Terry Edom submission. I can definitely see that going down. And for the most part, I think that it's going to stay standing, and I think Terry Edom's going to be slightly outmatched here. Edson Barboza really didn't look that good against Ross Pearson. I don't know what was holding him back in that bout. I'm not sure if he was sick or anything, but Ross Pearson got the better of him over the course of 3 rounds, in my opinion. And I definitely think he would have won that fight if it took place anywhere else in the world. But, of course, that hometown bias came into, the benefit for Edson Barboza, and he snuck away with that unanimous decision. So that's unfortunate for Ross Pearson. But, yeah, if he's going to show up like this against Terry Edom, Edson Barboza, Edson Barboza is going to get bodied, in my opinion, because Terry Edom's not someone to sleep on. Edom has, solid striking skills. He uses his length pretty effectively. He's going to be bigger than Edson Barboza, kind of like Njokuani was. And Njokuani didn't look horrible in that bout either, you know what I'm saying? And I think he's going to look as good as Njokuani did in that bout, maybe better, if Edson Barboza shows up the way he did against Ross Pearson, and that would be afraid to pull the trigger, afraid to throw leg kicks, or combinations of whatever sort. I really don't know what Edson Barboza's game plan was in that bout. I thought it was plain embarrassing, in my opinion. But I think he's going to have his shit together for Terry Edom in this bout. If Edom tries to clinch up with him or take him down, I think he'll shake those attempts off and force him to play stand-up where he's actually going to be aggressive this time. And I think he's going to throw leg kicks. I think he's going to get within the reach of Edom, pop him with combinations, use solid angles, and frustrate Edom, and be the quicker and more knowledgeable striker over the course of 3 rounds. That's what I think we're going to see out of Edson Barboza. So I'm going to call for him to win this fight via unanimous decision. Alrighty, folks, now let's move on to that welterweight bout between Erick Silva and Carlo Prater. And yeah, it's going to be an easy one to break down because there isn't much to say besides can Carlo Prater get down to the ground, because if he doesn't, he's going to get wrecked because he's nowhere near the stand-up fighter that Erick Silva is. Erick Silva, solid boxer, solid kickboxer. His Muay Thai is pretty good, solid kicks, but his hand speed is pretty insane. We saw what he did against Luis Ramos. Made quick, short work of him in under a minute. And if Carlo Prater isn't able to clinch, pull guard, or take Erick Silva down, then same thing's going to happen. Erick Silva, he is pretty aggressive, so look for him to come out and try to set the pace with, either leg kicks or his jab and eventually explode with a combination. I see him getting it done within the first round. I just don't think Carlo Prater has the stuff to get to the ground, and even if he does clinch up with Erick Silva, I think Erick Silva, he has a solid enough balance and athleticism to just shake Carlo Prater off and continue striking with him. So yeah, look for him to knock out Carlo Prater within a round and win emphatically, and maybe a knockout of the night. So yeah, Erick Silva, first round KO via punches. Alrighty, folks, now let's get on to an even easier bout to break down. This one's between middleweights Rousimar Palhares and Mike Mesenzio. First off, props to Mike Mesenzio for taking this fight against Rousimar Palhares in Brazil. Yeah, he's going to need to get flown back to America ASAP because he's going to lose a leg, and really the only question is it going to be the right or the left, because Rousimar Palhares undoubtedly will leg lock this guy and it ain't gonna feel right for Mike Vicenzio. So yeah, look for him to be out for maybe, a couple weeks, a month out of training, and yeah, I doubt Rousimar Palhares is gonna let go of this shit, when the ref says he's supposed to, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm not even discussing these guys' skill set because we all know what's gonna happen in this one. Let's be frank, really, Rousimar Palhares will take a leg home with him. We're just not sure which one it is, right or left. Knee bar or leg lock or even a toe hold. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Rousimar Palhares. Yeah, I'm gonna say heel hook first round. Alrighty, folks. Now let's move on to that middleweight co-main event between Vitor Belfort and Anthony Johnson. Yeah, Anthony Johnson's making his middleweight debut, and he's doing it up against scary competition in Vitor Belfort. And as long as that thing's standing, I think it's Vitor's fight to lose because Anthony Johnson really hasn't outstruck any strikers in welterweight. So what's he gonna do in his middleweight debut against Vitor Belfort? Probably not try to strike. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Johnson, I think, will have takedown first on his mind because if he ain't even gonna stand with Dan Hardy, he ain't gonna stand with Vitor Belfort. You know what I'm saying? So Vitor Belfort should be really working on takedown defense and stuff. And as soon as he realizes that he can stuff Anthony Johnson's takedowns, I think he's going to open up more with his hands, and I think Johnson's going to be peppered by a few combinations by Vitor before Vitor puts him out via, maybe a 1-2 combination. I think that's where he finishes him off with more punches after Anthony Johnson falls. He's going to experience some real 185 power here in Vitor Belfort, and I don't think he's going to like it. So yeah, Vitor Belfort via first round TKO or KO via punches. Alrighty, folks, now let's move on to the featherweight championship main event between the challenger Chad Money Mendes and the champion, of course, in Jose Jr. Aldo. Now I ask you this, guys, do you see Chad Mendes out wrestling Jose Aldo for at least 3 rounds? Because I don't think he has a shot in hell of doing it for even a couple. You know what I'm saying? I think Jose Aldo is going to be motivated to make weight, get in shape, and have a solid game plan for this bout. Because, if fighting in front of his home crowd isn't enough and headlining that card, I don't know what is. So I'm looking for the best Jose Aldo we've seen since the WEC to enter the arena this Saturday. Just saying, I just don't see how, with everything considered, how he looks whack. Kind of like he did against Mark Hominick or Kenny Florian. He didn't look the greatest in those bouts, and I really don't know why that is. I don't think he's been motivated to make that cut as much as he was, motivated in WEC days. But I think he's going to look motivated and in shape come this bout, and I think he's going to straight up kill this Chad Money Mendes guy. Mendes, solid wrestler, but he's the definition of a one-trick pony. Like, the guy tries to out-wrestle anyone, whether or not it's, a submission grappler, a wrestler, a striker. We know what the guy's game plan is. He just wants to be on top of you. And, he doesn't exactly do much to advance position, posture up or anything, and land more ground pound. He just wants to keep you down. Doesn't exactly go for many subs. And I just don't see that shit being able to fly for at least 3 rounds for him to pick up a decision against Aldo. Plus, I don't think he's gonna get used to. I don't think he's gonna be used to that atmosphere down in Rio with all those people, booing him and shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just think that I don't think Chad Mendes is ready for this kind of fight psychologically, and because of that, I give Aldo the edge there, and I just think it's a good matchup for him, considering his takedown defense and how electric his striking is compared to Chad Money Mendes. So yeah, gotta go with Aldo here. He's gonna keep it on the feet and outstrike the lights out of Chad Mendes over the course of how long this fight goes, and I think it's gonna go no longer than the 3rd round. So that's my pick. Let's say Jose Aldo via 3rd round TKO via strikes. So folks, that about does it for my picks for UFC 142, Aldo versus Mendes. I hope you guys do enjoy the card. Hopefully my review will be up shortly after the event airs. And my picks for UFC on FX, Miller versus Gillard, that should be up soon after too as well. So stay tuned for that. Again, tell me what you think of my picks and overall card in the comment section below. And yeah, I guess that about does for me. So deuces for all my supporters, bruises for all my haters. Thank you so much again, and take care.